Go.
Hello everyone and welcome to SpaceChem Tournament 2024 Week 5. Today's level is called Orerabo. I have finally managed to join the research lab I aimed for, but it unexpectedly has no budget. My journey towards making advanced chemicals from water and carbon dioxide. This is
a great level.
Let's introduce this level. Yep. So, what this level is about is something called maximum symbol footprint. Let's talk about what symbol footprint is. A symbol footprint counts the number of tiles used in a reactor. What do I mean by tiles used? A tile is used if any symbol, meaning either arrow or command, is placed on it. You can place multiple commands of different colors and also an instruction plus an arrow on the same tile without further increase of the footprint. So, and correspondingly, if a Valdo simply passes over the tile without executing some command, then this tile does not count for the footprint. Start commands, however, do count. So, in other way, you are encouraged to use few tiles, but to use them to their fullest potential. And at the same time, unlike say Valdo Pass optimization, you are allowed to have a lot of empty space between your commands without it adversely affecting your metric. So, how exactly this is executed? So, the way this works is the default quote-unquote maximum symbol footprint between all reactors is 13. If you have exactly 13, then you have a multiplier of 1 for the rest of the metric. Then in every additional symbol footprint over 13 punishes you with a 50% penalty. At the same time, if you go below 13, you will save 5% per each point of footprint. I said multiplier for the rest of the metric. The rest of the metric is reactors times 100 plus symbols times 1/2. So, in other way, what this level encourages you to do, expects you to do, is to use a lot of simple reactors. Okay, I say a lot of simple reactors because that was the expectation. As commonly occurs in this tournament, things did not go exactly how I expected. So, what inputs and outputs do we have? We have on the inputs carbon dioxide and water, as you might have guessed from the level name. And the outputs look kinda scary, but at the same time, if you do the math, they're really not that scary. By the way, fun fact, you may wonder how I picked those outputs. The answer is I went to Wikipedia, I opened the article called List of Chemical Substances, I randomized all entries in it, and I picked the first two that looked viable. So, if you liked this level or you didn't like this level, send the RNG. I think that's it. We can probably proceed.
Okay. Some mentions on the outputs. This is hafnium. It's 72, which I remind everyone is 8 times 9. This will come in handy. And up there we have vanadium, which is 23, and we have sodium, which is 11. Again, this will also come in handy soon. If you mention some reactors, the reactors are fairly powerful. You can see this is a feature set that's pretty strong. 2 sensors, many bonders, and all a bunch of fusettes and splitters. And exactly as Darius said, I overestimated how hard this puzzle was. I thought people would use more reactors, and serves me well. One has to say that we really did test it with 12 assumption, and then we gave 13.
Oh yes.
So
the initial number was 12.
Yeah, the initial number was 12, and then we gave 13 to be sure that it was easy to solve.
Yeah.
So let's get this started. We will get started with spirit ocean pools. This carbon footprint matrix seems weird. No, SpaceChem reactors are run on completely green energy, such as combustion of spiritual beings or screams of big pyramids. It's all renewable stuff. And as you can see, there is something strange here. This just uses the second input, and it's just 2 reactors. Now you can imagine this cannot really hit 13. In fact, the actual amount is much more, and it is, Darius?
34.
34.
Yeah, it's not really how you are expected to solve this level, and as you'll see from the score, the level did not like it either.
Yeah, we will see it shortly that the way the math works out, you need to use this input. Of course you don't have to, because you have splitters and fusers, but you really need to use this input to make things easy on yourself. If you just use this input, well, it is not easy. It is not easy, and we can see the reactor here. We are doing what essentially is hydrogen grinding. So we have attached one hydrogen to this thing and measured it, and then we attach another hydrogen, and then we measure it, and then we attach an hydrogen, and we measured it, and we attach an hydrogen, and we measured it. This is the reverse of hydrogen grinding, which is you have an input stream of hydrogens and you fuse blindly until you sense what you need. And this is a fairly simple arrangement. You have red being the dump Waldo, which is just attaching hydrogens to this molecule and sensing it each time. And then you have blue, that's the smart Waldo, which, as you can see, it's waiting on sensors for some key elements to appear. And we will see shortly that we will make vanadium. I mean, shortly, it's a bit optimistic, but let's just wait for a moment. Come on. Okay, we have vanadium. Now we get vanadium, and so blue picks it up and attaches it to the oxygen left here, which we didn't talk much about, but red left it here earlier. And now we have blue waiting for helium. Why helium? You will see in a moment. Here we go. Because blue dumps the extra hydrogen it has, and now it waits for sodium, which is the next component we need for this molecule. So it's gonna wait for sodium, which is going to take not that much because sodium is 11. Here we go. And now that we have sodium, we pick it up, drop it, attach an oxygen, and we made another piece. And we're going to do this until the molecule is complete. As you can see, we can watch red dump the oxygen here. This is done pretty smartly by using the fact that at the beginning this hydrogen doesn't fuse, so you have this handle to run around and leave the oxygen here. Yeah, then you make helium and the oxygen remains here. So this pretty complicated assembly makes sodium orthovanadate, and it dumps a stream of pure oxygen into the other reactor. The other reactor needs to do dioxygen, which is easy, and then needs to do this thing. Now remember how I said these numbers will come in handy. 24 is 3 times 8, so it's easy to build out of oxygen, and hafnium is 9 times 8, so it's also easy to build out of oxygen. And this is a theme we will see throughout all the solutions. The math has been done so that this is easy to build from oxygen. So this reactor is sort of much nearer to the expected solutions. We'll see that for this output right here, you really want to use this input right here. But less spoiler, more shampooing. We can see here red has this very simple fusion loop, and blue comes around, picks pieces and attaches them. So this is chromium, and blue dumps it here, and then it gets an oxygen, it gets another oxygen, it gets another oxygen. Now it waits for hafnium, and this will take a bit. I don't want to wait that much. Let's do it like this. Exactly. Now we have hafnium, which we also attach to the molecule, and now we need oxygen. Yeah, we are nearly done. And we do this weird thing because Predator Shampoo wants to transport everything in one go, so he bonds this whole blob of atoms, and now that everything is packed together, it dumps here the oxygens, and leaves the output here. This is bonded correctly, so he is essentially done. And he just needs to wait for a good point to output, which he reaches right here. Of course, this is also unbonded, and they will be bonded by blue running around and attaching things. All in all, this works. It doesn't use that many symbols. We will see that this is a fair amount of symbols, but of course this is not what the level wanted you to do, and the metric score should confirm that.
The metric is 2936 with, as I said, the symbol footprint of 34, which is rather higher than expected.
Yeah. Still, again, the puzzle looks intimidating. It got solved. It is better than I did. I mean, so it's fair enough. So, next we have Flight Risk, which is a team composed by
Flight Risk is GG Goal and Rexky.
Yeah, after dominating the tournament for a while, they are now in 8th place. So quite the difficult showing this week, and we see that they use both inputs, so this is kind of expected. And as you can see, this input ends into this output, while this ends in the remaining two, which is which at least is the correct higher level topology. And now we see much linear reactor. This is a 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So most codes will be 13s from now on. We will point out the exceptions when we'll get to them. So this is more of an example of how the puzzles were expected to be solved. So we see that this reactor is essentially single Waldo and separates hydrogen into dioxygen. When we follow this chain right here, where we pick up the oxygen and we make a part of the chromium output. So one here, one there. Down here we have 4 oxygens, which is a chromium, nicely fused together by this hammer, by these 2 glyphs right here. And we want to make 2 of those, so we'll make another one. The outputs are very imbalanced. You see, we have outputted already a lot of oxygen and not much chromium oxygen. This is just how it ends up being easy to build. Yeah. So let's follow the chromium oxide, and we drop one here, rebond it a bit, and then we will see this is clearly going to fuse another one into this one. And come on guys, how long does it take? We see this is here, this one needs to move, we are nearly done. Okay, here we go. We are going to get it, Okay, we pick it up, we bring it down here, and here the magic happens where everything is attached and fused together. And remember, chromiums are 3 oxygens, hafniums are 9 oxygens, which means an hafnium is 3 chromiums. So everything packs up again, it gets rebonded and outputted. Here we go. And the cycle begins anew. What happens up here instead is that we have the hydrogen, and we continually fuse hydrogens into themselves to make sodium and chlorine in one case, and sodium and boron in the other case, which is something that's decided by red. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's decided by both Valdos. Like this loop here makes chlorine. Let's see it. Here it goes, and then this makes sodium. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, we are going to see quite often this construction where you have essentially identical commands duplicated on both Valdos, because this metric essentially allows this to happen, unlike say the regular symbols metric, where such duplication would be very undesirable.
Yeah, the way you make boron is that you split up a piece of the sodium, and now you keep fusing. This is again composing from hydrogen, so it's not particularly fast, but it's also not very symbol intensive because it's a fused loop and then a sensor. And then in this reactor we assemble stuff up. So we have this input, and I guess now we will see what is the easier. No, I don't think so. Yeah. This makes vanadium by fusing chlorine into carbon, which is not the easiest way to make vanadium, but it works. And then it will go up soon to pick up the other pieces in some pretty complex arrangement of sensors. Yeah, this is another input, and this is boron, and boron plus carbon is yet again another sodium. So this is will be attached into the carbon, and this is the last thing the other reactor outputted, and it's just a matter of attaching it. Here we go, and it's done. As usual, remember, you are free to make any output shape you want. So if something output shapes are normally used because they look good, but you are free to make any shape you want. This is 117 symbols for reactors. No, sorry, 5 reactors. And those 5 reactors, yeah.
Unfortunately, as you can see in the first 2 reactors, they are essentially single Valdo, as I said, which under this metric is rather undesirable, because you are essentially wasting 3 symbols, because you are already using tiles.
Yeah.
You really want to stack those.
So, as you could easily see, we are going to see solutions that can patch these 2 reactors together. So, because this solution uses 5 reactors, it's in 8th place, and let's see. It's reasonably fast, and it has a bit more symbols than the previous one, but of course, because it complies with a level restriction, it scores much better. And how does it score?
With a metric of 560.
Yeah, compared to?
Compared to almost 3000, so 6 times better.
Yeah. So we are in the 5000s, so we are getting to some more reasonable numbers. And now we have next solution by names are hard, which is?
Which is Sir and Big Bang Go Ahead.
Yeah. So now we are getting into 4 reactors. And because of the reason we were saying earlier, this look doable. Like, you could see this and think, okay, there's got to be a way to pack these 2 together. Of course, the topology would not work, but conceptually looks it is, and in fact names are hard found a way. And let's see, the topology is completely different. Everything is inputted into this reactor, and then it's separated out to make sodium thingy right here, and the other process makes oxygen residua. This we would see very often. Again, oxygen residua in one path, and the sodium blob in the other path. UPAC names are terrible, you know. Why didn't you call this something fun? Like, don't know, Susite, that sounds like a fun name.
Because for once, those are real molecules, unlike pretty much everything else.
Yeah. So let's see. We input everything here, and we are making some complex fission products, because I see helium, I see lithium. Yeah, this is going to make quite the array. And in a simple solution, you know, you want to avoid dealing with a lot of fantastic atoms. So some kind of economy of information is desirable, but of course spouting general principle is all well and good. The reality of actually putting a solution down is another thing. Like, you could make arguments for many general principles, but reality is a bit different. So how's it going here? By the way, there are members of many teams here. If you want to come up and explain your solution, you are free to. Just use the raise hand button, and we will let you guys speak. And so everything is inputted here, which, as we will see, is not exactly ideal, because you need to process two inputs in one go. This is split to make lithium, and lithium plus oxygen is sodium. So as you can see, this input is very easy. It is easier to make sodium out of, and we'll see other processes that also do that. And then we have another lithium right here, which we'll use to do the same thing. Yeah. And we put the lithium back. Now let's see what happens to the lithium right here. Lithium comes down. Sorry, did I say it wrong? Oh yeah, I said it wrong, because this has this lithium right here because it's offset by 1, but as you can see, you generate 2 lithiums and 2 oxygens from an input, so everything can go away. It's just that they are staggered by 1. So we have and now right here, and the other lithium that comes remains here, and as we can see right here we go, everything is packed up together. So we have 1 lithium, 1 oxygen, the other oxygen, and the other lithium that's been outputted. Let's see on the bottom instead for a moment, and this is going to be easier because we are just going to make helium and throw everything like this. So now we are going to follow the sodium pipeline. Just give it a moment. Yeah, and because we make NaHo, this is sorry, I said, yeah, we make NaHo, so it's not going to be terrible. The lithium is fused in, and again, this can be done efficiently because they are dropped in a smart way. And the math works out that you see you pass through chlorine and calcium, and next one will make vanadium. So as you can see, there is no need for hydrogen construction from hydrogen, which simplifies some things a good bit. And now it's just a matter of picking up all the now, which blue is helping transport around. So we can see blue picks up one at a time and brings them right here, because this reactor has a backpipe. So 1 and 2 and 3. This is done. It is picked up by this sensor right here and sent to the output. This is essentially the same as the shown output. This is just the mirror image. let's now follow the oxygen pipeline. Here we have oxygen and helium, so we can easily make more oxygen out of that, and this is what happens. And the way they do it is that they use this helium to make chromium. And once the chromium is done, it will pick up an oxygen and make chrome oxygen. As we have seen earlier, an hafnium is 3 chromiums plus another chromium. We will need 4 chromiums for an output. So we are nearly there. This is calcium, then it's titanium, and then we'll get chromium. Chromium picks up an oxygen and gets dumped right here. So now we see this reactor. As you can see, it gets chrome oxygen, and it will compose this in a reasonable simple layout, because come on, yeah, this is not going to be particularly fast, is it? Let's do it away. So there is this input beta right here, we'll put a pause here. This input beta will put a pause. There is that input beta, will put a pause. So I put a pause after every input so we can see it efficiently. Here we go. This is the first chromium. This is where we were stuck before. We inputted another chromium and left the residual here. Next, this waits for hafnium, which means it's blue's time to. What we will do is fuse some piece and grab the rest. Here we go. You see we made cadmium, and we are leaving an oxygen right there. And now we made hafnium. We have the last oxygen, and this flip-flop composes and outputs it. Yeah, nice. This, I think, represents the basic process of this level, but it's not particularly optimized, because this reactor right here forces you to make so many choices all in one reactor, and the nuclear math as a result is pretty complicated. So this is why this has 128 symbols and is in 7th place. So let's see, run. Oh yeah, my pauses. Here we go. It is not fast. It is not fast, and we knew these solutions weren't going to be fast, and this is why you only need to make 10 outputs, because this is a symbol level. So you are not going to add code or do anything weird or fancy for the last few cycles. So we may as well save everyone some compute cycles. And how's the score, Darish?
The score was 466.
Yep. So now that we are at 4
an improvement of around 100.
Okay. So now that we are at 4 reactors and 13 symbols per reactor, we are going to see some ways to optimize symbols, starting with the Commonwealth. Unnamed solution, copy. Yeah, spectacular name. Who are these guys?
Those guys are Bruchios, Britboy, and Jojo.
Okay.
Interestingly, we have the 3 of the 4 teams almost at the bottom of the rankings this time. Quite an unusual inversion.
Yeah, this looks more like a topology that works. This is because you have one input each. This is a particularly simple topology. Winners have more complicated topology, but this is a topology in which you have one input for each chain. Then this makes everything very, very simple by having this chain handle sodium blobium and this chain handling oxygen residuals. So let's follow this one first, because I think this is one solution that is going to use a fusion fission math that is workable. So if you fuse everything together here, you get titanium, which is 22, and 22 is 11 plus 11, So this is a very simple way to make sodium. And yeah, we see it again. And then here we have that if you fuse two carbons together, you make magnesium, and the magnesium is passed over. We'll see later. But this is the way to make sodium, the easy way to make sodium, fusing all of these into one blob and then splitting it out in two. Now let's look at the second reactor here. This one picks up a sodium, and then it has magnesium lying around, and needs to do vanadium. Now you may notice that vanadium is 23, which is 11 plus 12. So a magnesium and a sodium will make a vanadium. So the math works out much easier than in all the previous solutions, and you can see that this was not as bad as one could think about. Yeah, okay, it was kind of bad, but not that bad. Because the fusion fission math works out much easier, everything is composed by this not very simple but also not terribly complicated loop, where sodiums are attached piece by piece. Then it's outputted. Now let's see the other chain. The other chain makes, as we can see, there's got to be some separation between oxygen and hydrogen, and this is done so that the oxygen composed right here, and we will need 4 of them to make a chromium, and that's great because once we have the chromium right here, we also have an oxygen down there, so the assembly works pretty well. And here we go. Yeah, sorry, I said 1, I should have said 2. So once we have 1 oxygen down here, we have 4 oxygens up there, which is 1 chromium and 2 oxygens. So the proportions are also correct. And now it's just a matter of assembling oxygen chromiums. Come on, assemble oxygen chromiums. Okay. It makes this output and it will pick up chromium. Yeah, this is not going to be fast. Yeah, and then it does it again. Yep. And as we said earlier, you need 3 chromiums. So now we have this different path, which has blue fuse the chromium into the chromium and then output the oxygens alone. So the ratio isn't even that skewed, just 1 to 2. And so this ends up reasonably fast. I think, is this the fastest one?
No, it is not.
Okay, but we are close. Yeah, the previous one was actually faster, but we are close to top speed. And we went down in symbols. We are now at 117 for a metric of
662. So a 4-point improvement, just a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. The way the metric works out is because symbols are halved before using in a metric. So each saved symbol at the same reactor and symbol footprint numbers gives you just half a point metric, which isn't really that high. I wasn't really expecting this to turn into a symbols competition, but it mostly.
Well, it's just, let's say that this range of solutions turned out into symbols competition. Now we have ending May, 4 reactors, 13 tiles, which again is how we're saying the standard for now, and we see the same exact topology. We have this chain for the sodium things and this other chain for the oxygen things, and we are going to see some reasonably similar effect. As you can see, we make sodium like previous solution was doing, but here we re-input the sodiums and we start doing some of the work of the next reactor by doing this thing right here. And as Dariush was saying, this is something you should do. Like, you have 3 symbols, blue had 3 symbols, you should use them. So Ending May finds a way to use blue better by also making this thing in this reactor. And the way this thing is useful it's because it is one piece of the input, and as you can notice, this has two sodiums, and you need 4 sodiums to make this, because 3 are in the molecule and the last sodiums goes into the vanadium. So this is going to work out pretty well for running May, because once you have one input here, you rotate the other one, and as you can see, this is going to slot into. Fuse it, it's now vanadium, and it's just a matter of going back and forth. This is a very nice assembly, and this is a very nice assembly, and as you can see, very nice. The key here is this path right here. The fact that you can use these symbols for kind of free lets you do all this. And if this looks very efficient, it's because it is. This is just 88 symbols, so that's a massive jump down from the previous solutions. The bottom path, it is pretty similar to what things we have seen already. This outputs oxygen directly and fuses heliums into the oxygen down here. Yeah, as you can see, you have this path which makes dioxygen, and this means that the next reactor just needs to munch the output out of oxygens. And this looks very simple for what it does, so again, nice job. And what does it do is that you have the usual smart Valdo, which is red, and dumb Valdo, which is blue. Blue just runs some simple fusion loop, as you can see, it's making chromium. Then red is going to steal every single input, because red has precedence in inputting, and then it's a matter of making hafnium. So this is really symbol optimized, and it's the same topology as the previous one, but it is really symbol efficient with what you have. And you were right, Dariush, because this is faster yet. Yep.
Yeah, this is the fastest one.
Okay, I was off by 1, which is pretty nice, because it's also much lower symbols, and so it scores
447.
Okay.
A 15-point drop thanks to the symbol save.
Now let's go on. We are in 4th place now with Vipumei, and Vipumei is 4 times 12. Any idea what this 12 could be?
Symbol footprint. Ow.
Indeed. So as we were saying earlier, we were of the idea of giving 12, and when we decided to give 13 as an amount of as the target amount of symbols, because we figured out it was more approachable.
Yeah, 12 was a bit too tight.
Yeah,
but it turned out to be workable.
Yeah, indeed. And because it gives you a bonus, you can bridge the giant gap between 88 symbols and 127 symbols, just thanks to the metric bonus you get from using just 12 paths. And if you look at the solutions, and I will do this for a moment so we can look at the topology more easy. This topology is a bit more complicated. We have the bottom chain only feeds this oxygen thing, and we have both outputs right here fed by this pipeline. This is not terrible, because you have oxygens around everywhere, and while it's usually easier to do it right there because you handle a lot of oxygen anyway, this is also workable. Now you may ask yourself, why this? Because solutions must run forever, so Vipumei isn't going to store building waste here. And even before running the solution, when you see something like this, it is because this reactor needs this input to arrive much before these do. So this reactor usually wants this input to arrive before this, and you will see that this one takes a while to come. So this is just a delay, and once everything hits this reactor, processing proceeds without filling up the pipe. So let's start with a bottom chain, and we will see that we output hydrogen down here, and we will output chromium oxygen up there. Here we go, we made chromium, and we output a chromium and an oxygen. If you remember, the useful ratio to do this is 1 chromium and 1 oxygen. So you want them paired. And then this reactor outputs hydrogen up top. Let's follow now this chain, and we can see that we have chromium oxygen, and we are not going to be faster, so we will do let me find a place to put this. Let's put it right here, because you see there is this sink just after the output. So this is the first one, and this is the second one, and this is the third one. Chromium is here, so it gets fuses, and now we can escape, bond it, and we are done. The first one is different because red picks up the chromium right here. So nice construction, and this is again just 12 symbol spots. And now let's see the reactors on the top. We see argon, so this is going to be a little rougher on the mat. So we have this output right here, and we have carbon. So there is one excess carbon, and so you know that the mat is going to get a bit rougher. Red runs around for a while, then blue awakens from the sink. Yeah, it will take a while. Yeah, and this brings out the argon. Argon, that is three carbons. So it is still not terrible, because now it's 3 carbons. We are going to recover some nice ratios. Okay. Now I hit the pause. So let's see this reactor instead. And this reactor, it is going to input the hydrogen that was outputted from the other reactor, and use it to do some generic transmutation, because as you can see, we use that hydrogen to change the carbon into oxygens, and we will use them to change this argon into vanadium. Scandium, we are nearly there. Titanium, and we're about to get vanadium. Here it goes. And now the cycle continues. We are going to make oxygen, and we are going to make, now we'll make sodium. Yep, here we go. And this is all controlled by these blue flip-flops. We'll make more sodium, etc. As I said before, this is less ideal than the mat we have seen in the previous solution, but VPO managed to use just 12 spots, and so he gets a better score. Yeah, VPO May says that he should really have used the mat from the last solve, and we will see. So this is not fast, because all this hydrogen attaching costs you, but it's also not terribly slow at 8,000 cycles and 126 symbols. How are we going in the metric compartment, Dariusz?
This is 443, so 4 points better.
So you see, because it's much more symbols, it is just a teeny bit better than the solution that was 88 symbols but 12 paths. On to the next. Now we have Dariusz 1, tracing steps, in third place. So yeah, this week teams didn't make it so well, and single people made into the top places. And Jojo had some insight on it, because he said that this puzzle is hard to optimize incrementally, and yeah, he is right, because the symbol part is so much suppressed. Once you reach, say, 13, you need to redesign everything to hit 12. So it is a level in which having more manpower helps you less, and it helps more having the the grandmaster mindset, where you just see the right thing and you implement it, and it takes less. So let's see. This yet again has two different reactors for the inputs, and we see that we have some looks a bit complicated, but we have this chain for the hafnium thingy. When we have this chain, everything comes up here, but the important thing is that you have both this and this, for the sodium thing. And when we have this reactor outputting oxygen directly, which we have seen already. And we are going to see something similar to what you've seen already. The math is going to be better. This is 114 14 symbols, and this reactor is going to it's going to make chromium out of and hafnium out of carbon, which we haven't seen yet, but the math works out that you can do this, and it works, because these are both multiples of 3. So this is 4 carbons, and this is 12 carbons, so it balances out. I think that this is the only solution that does this out of carbons, but we are about to see. This is a very simple splitter in hydrogen oxygen, and this is, you see, red is wasted. So maybe something more could be done here, but you are already at 12. What more can you do? And we have a center reactor here that has hafniums, chromiums, and oxygens. So it is just a matter of assembly, and assembly that is done. Yeah, just wait a moment. Come on, assemble. Yep, here we go. And yeah, now it's assembling. So we make one, and we will keep adding things to it until this sensor, yeah, red is on a, okay, exactly. So the fact that red picks it up or it doesn't, is controlled by this output, and essentially when this pipe is full, the oxygen remains here and blue grabs in. So there is some built-in mechanism to switch without the use of flip-flops. So this looks pretty clever, because as you can see right here, red drops, and it's the sink, and it cannot output, so blue brings it up. It cannot output because this is full. At some point that's going to unclog, and red will be able to output. Yeah, it's grabbing it, but soon, yeah, see, red output it, and so blue does nothing. And it depends on the speed at which this reactor cycles. So this mechanism naturally changes this from making this molecule and outputting extra oxygen for next reactors. And we saw it a bit fast, but this is how you finish the hafnium attachment. Everything is on bonders here, so it's just a matter of inputting things and calling bond plus. Let's see the last reactor. We get hydrogens and oxygens here, and this is pure grinding. So we do pure grinding with sensors, which again, it is kind of slow. The math is not great, but it is simple sufficient. Yeah, so because we use carbon to make chromium hafniums, we do not have a nice path for for sodium, which good math solutions use. So we need to do hydrogen grinding. Still, nice job. This is, as we said earlier, this is a 12, and it's a few symbols less than the previous solution. So, Boss Dariusz, tell us, how does this score?
This was 438. 5 points less.
Yeah. So all these solutions are pretty close because optimizing symbols doesn't gain you much, but you know it still lands you in third place instead of fourth. Now in second place, top thought. Two symbols per FP. Oh well, we will see.
FP means footprint.
Ah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So let's see. How does it go? Yeah, this has this chain for the sodiums and this chain for the oxygens. We are back to the good math topology, and we will see. He makes silicon, yeah, and he will make lithiums. And again, this is not as bad as it looks because lithiums and oxygen makes sodium. So the next reactor will pack things up as they should. Yeah, there is no fusion shenanigans here. It's just lithium and other pieces. So everything goes into the second reactor just as is. Where it is, let's just start it from the beginning. So blue does nothing but initialize inputs and then just fuses forever, and red does everything else. So it fuses lithiums into the silicon, makes vanadium. And again, this is a bit more complicated by the use of lithium, but it's the math we have seen multiple times. Vanadium is easy to do if you put the carbons into it. And then it's a matter of attaching. You have lithium oxygen, you put another oxygen in, and you're done. So this is another example of thinking three-dimensionally. The oxygen drop and the lithium drop are very separated in time. You see the lithium is here and the oxygen comes much later, but because you did this smartly, they end up super close to where you want them, and attaching them is very easy. Yeah, so this version looks simple because the math is markedly simpler, and we have this other reactor right here. This looks more complicated because, oh my god, we are making hafnium and chromiums, yeah, by throwing nearly everything inside, and we are just, yeah, we throw everything inside but some oxygens, and blue decides when it's time to output, essentially. I assume the math works. I'm not going to check it, but I see flip-flops everywhere. I assume Top Thought knows what it's doing. So this makes chromium, hafnium, and oxygen, which I assume are in the right proportion. And again, we see this. This is just for timing, because the timing is so lopsided that the oxygen comes super soon and the hafnium takes ages. Let's see. So we have chromium, we attach pieces, and then we'll get yeah, this is not going to be fast. Let's just do this. No, did it wrong. I want to put the pause after beta, because it's beta that takes ages, and this is here. So we have one chromium, and we have some piece, and then now we have hafnium, which red is going to pick up right now. Attach another two pieces, and this is everything you need to do. So the molecule is also built fairly simply by using this output right here to discharge the extra oxygens. Yeah. The ratio is 2 to 1, but to be honest, it's not a big deal. 2 to 1 is still good compared to other ratios we have seen. So let me remove the pause, and we'll see it go through the end. Yeah, it's reasonably fast, and it's 109 symbols.
And it's a metric of 435, so 3 points better.
Yep.
Now we've seen 12 symbols, and you might wonder where can we go from here from now? Will it be 11? Will it be 10?
Yeah, you know what?
No.
You know what? Let's do some suspense. Let's do some suspense thing. Let's look at the fun solutions.
Oh.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it this way. We have some fun solutions by Team Sacred Foundry, which is made by
Lazy Comet and Yellow Bunny, who are now laughing in the chat because it was their first place.
Yeah, we have not seen this team there, so they won. This is maybe the correct moment to say congratulations, but we will see their winning method after we have seen their fast solutions. Now, this solution title is great, so we are going to read it, and this says Shikawaro or something. That time I solved the levels. It is very long. The time I solved round 5 of the 2024 SpaceChem tournament by using a single Waldo in each reactor, and as you can guess, this is a single Waldo solution. Now, this has the amount of reactors we wanted, so Darius, next time we will just give them a 1 reactor level. One Waldo level. Because
one Waldo, yeah.
You know, we were picturing not this big, but we were hoping for something like this, and it was still too easy for you guys. So next year we will force you to have a single one. And how does it work? Well, it's 5 reactor, and it's essentially this reactor does half a job. And this, you see, makes ONA, which is a classic, and lithium, and this reactor makes splits the oxygen sodium. This reactor is going to make vanadium, and this reactor packs everything together. We have seen this exact chain, but it took half of the reactors because each reactor did 2 jobs. So this is we have seen kind of this already. And this one right here, we make oxygen, and then we make B oxygen, and then we make splitted oxygen, and then we make the chromium star, and then we are going to make hafnium. Oh no, we make chromium cadmium, go figures. And then we make the output. Nice job, and I'm happy that at least this solution realized the do many reactor idea we had. Now, what the heck does Shinwaru mean?
Yeah, Yellow Bunny said it's from Shingorowarto.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
What the heck does these things mean? Guys, this is a kid-friendly video. So this is the other solution, and this says something in PyPart, which I'm not sure what that is. And this I didn't really understand. Like, this is single Waldo, this is not. Yeah, this is, they are doing some weeb shit. Guys, why there is weeb shit in my nerd shit? Why are you doing this? So I am not sure I get the top Yellow Bunny says that the top reactor is optimized for footprint. Yeah, makes sense, kind of. And the bottom reactor is single Waldo. That's something. Like, this process is not easy, so nice. It's not the worst single Waldo reactor he has done. Yeah, I know that weebs and nerds have big overlap. I don't like weeb stuff. It's nothing. There's nothing I can do about that. And this, they say it says deer. I mean, this. I'm sure this is a great reference. I'm not understanding.
I see it now. Just Google the title of this solution, and you'll see what it's about.
I'm not going to. Is there something?
Do it.
Is there something else, Yellow Bunny and Lazy Comet, you wanna say? No, amazing. It's a dear girl, Annie. Oh my fucking god. Let's go on. Let's get this one. So
if this is your reaction to the mention of anime, I wonder what will be your reaction to when I tell you what the carnation system is based on.
I don't want to know, I don't want to know. I live in ignorance, and that makes me happier. Okay? I live in ignorance, it is fine. That makes me happier. So this solution say, guess we all learn something new every day. Yeah. And there is something more and more long, but my game is lagging so badly. The text box is not fast enough. And so this is a 4 reactor and 95 symbols. And yeah, come on, open it. So this is, assuming this is a 12, this is already enough to win. But what size it is? What size is this?
It's 9 symbol footprint.
This is 9 symbol footprint.
Yeah.
I mean, we really did not imagine this would go this low. Yeah. I was personally, when Darius started telling me the concept of this puzzle, I was thinking that 16 was a more reasonable target, or 14. And I was stupendously wrong. I was stupendously wrong because the puzzle is doable in 95 symbols and just 9 footprint. And again...
yeah, for reference... I expected the solutions to be around 5 to 7 reactors. Well, 5 reactors would be a good solution, and I added the 5% per symbol footprint saved as basically as an afterthought, as a small bonus. But it turned out to work not quite as I expected.
Yep. So again, this is this solution. This is the only smaller solution at 88. I ran it so we see the whole list, and this is at 88, which it was the best solution of the 13, and this is 95, which at 9 is incredibly small. And we see the usual good math topology. So top here, bottom here and there, and we see we are going to see, I mean, the good algorithm we have seen already. So we make now sodium oxygen, and we make lithium. Sodium oxygen is here, and lithium is the result right here, exactly. Lithium was here, and it got outputted. And here we have we pack the lithiums into one of the sticks, make vanadium, and then it's a matter of bonding. So this algorithm we have seen already. It's going to look similar to Hanning-based solution, which also was lower symbols, because this is the way to solve this puzzle easily in low symbols. And yeah, Lazy Comet says that they got 3 reactors working, but they figured it was better to keep shaving footprint. Huh.
They tried to get.
Yeah, sorry.
They did not.
Yeah, I cannot read. But to be honest, I am going to believe that you can pack this into reactors. Yeah, this is going to work if you want it. Like, you get this solution, you probably can get a 3 reactor 13 if you try. loop-sided ratios, some bad topology maybe, but I'm sure you can do it. Like you start from hanging maze. And so we have this reactor right here, and this one is a bit different in that it converts all the water oxygen into the output, and it goes to the bottom only with hydrogen. So this whole thing is made out of hydrogen residuals, and it is done by outputting the oxygen and then fusing oxygen all the time. So it is some sort of hydrogen grinding, but because you're grinding oxygen, everything turns out much easier than to grind hydrogen and have a lot of sensors. Still, this is a really packed reactor. Look at all these sensors right here. Impressive job. Impressive job. Yeah, the fact that they have packed everything.
Hey, you have a spot for a red symbol on the right.
Where? Where it is?
On the sensor.
On the sensor. On the right, I do not see. Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is probably the most impressive reactor. They're the only ones that have single oxygen to output in a single reactor. Yeah, we can look at it for a bit. And yeah, this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have not counted every single reactor, but I assure you Zig wrote the bot, and the bot works. Okay, so congratulations again, and we see the winning solve. It is not fast because the output is composed by hydrogen residuals. I think it's the slowest solution, or one of the slowest, not the slowest.
Yeah, it's not slowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was Team Secret Foundry with a metric score of 362. So a 70-point drop compared to the previous drops of single digits. Yeah.
Really nice job, guys. Convincing
Absolutely
victory.
fantastic.
Convincing victory. So now we are going to look at the new round, I think.
By the way, we haven't shown the retrospective yet.
We haven't shown retrospective. Oh yeah. Let's look at this one first. When we'll do retrospective.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So this is Quantum Demux or Demux. I don't know how it's called. Okay. As you can see, you have a programmed input and a range of outputs, and with 3 hard-coded reactors. This is a pretty unusual level. Oh, and by the way, and we have templates. We have everything in this level. So the point of this level is that you have a stream of mixed molecules, each of 120 atomic weight, and you have 4 outputs, also each of 120 atomic weight. You may notice that in the reactors you can place, they are fairly simple. This is so to spare you people from having unused glyphs all over the reactors as you had in all the previous levels. So I'm very kind to my players. You may notice that there are no sensors, even though the input is mixed. And you do not have D-bonds. So the only sensor in the level is in this router reactor in the middle, which has only sensor and nothing else, and which routes to the 2 manager reactors in the corners, where you have the template input, you have 4 fusers, and you have 2 outputs. So I don't know how much I can say about this level without spoiling it, other than it probably looks quite horrifying to you, but I assure you it is not.
Yeah.
IEEE looked at it and he said it is not scary. Certified not scariness.
This is not what I said, and this is especially not what I said about the first version of this level, about the second version, the third version, the fourth version, and
yes, this is the fourth. This is the fourth version.
And what I want to make it clear, it's that this level looks horrifying, but if you find yourself doing some extremely complicated thing around here with these reactors, if you need, you know, half a billion, it's super complicated, you're not doing the correct thing. Okay.
Yeah. If you hit the quota, you are probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It is not as complicated as it looks. I recommend you approach with the mindset that there is some things you need to discover about these quantum states that will let you work. You know, the level we've just in, the good math made the level much easier. Here, the good math makes the level extremely much easier. So think about your process carefully before throwing a billion reactors.
Yeah. By the way, let's talk about the templates and what that is.
Yeah. Just let me get something into them. Just a moment. So we get to see something run. Yeah.
So, templates. Last time, they are not a common feature in tournament levels. The last time we've seen them was in, when? 2015 maybe?
Anyway, I used them in the technical demo.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm a big fan of templates.
Yes. So, what the templates are zero value question mark atoms. They have 20 valency, and what they can do is they allow to fuse things into them while preserving their bonds. So here, I will show you
just give me a moment that I will show the usage exactly. Like you see, we have a template going here, but this is the other way around. Damn it. Yeah. Just give me a moment that I will show what you're talking about. Let's do this, and you know this right here, and then let's do this right here. Let's do this and this and this and this. Okay. So let's do this and this. Yeah, just give me a moment, man. Just give me a moment. Okay.
So now we will fuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Using the invisible fuse command.
We will fuse using this fuse command.
And now it's invisible.
Here you go.
And magic. The question marks became actual atoms. So this is
this is magic.
A way to make the things that you need to make in this level. Yes, I don't think I can say much about.
Just let me say this. Templates are a way to bond. This is the most important thing you know about templates. Templates are a way to bond. You should think of them about very, very, very weird bonders. And if you go look at previous puzzles that use templates, there are some in the 2021 technical demo, there is one in the 2018 tournament. They all appear in levels that want you to bond things, but don't give you bonders where you need them. So think of them as bonders in your mind.
Now we do give bonders here, but let's not talk about this. Let's just
there are bonders here. So why do you need template if there are bonders there? let's see what everyone comes out with.
Yeah.
Now we will look at.
Yeah. Yes, lazy comment. This is bond plus only. You do not have debonders.
Yep. So let's look at. Let me find it retrospective, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is not going to be fast. Just give me a moment, because I need to download the puzzle. Come on.
You can look into DMs.
Yeah, I have it. Here we go.
Okay. So this is retrospective. The second special multi-week puzzle that will run for 5 weeks, just like Carnation system. So what this is essentially a reference to the past SpaceChem puzzles, both campaign and tournament levels. You have Carbo Mega input from the campaign. You have invisible Tentromino inputs from the Tetris from 2021. And among the outputs, you have the Princess Ring from the highest honor or the greatest honor. I don't remember which one it is. The Omega Pseudo Delta Pseudo Polyethylene from the campaign.
Are you sure that this is a UPAC approved? Did the UPAC approve this weird name?
The what?
Did the UPAC, the Chemistry Association, approve this weird name? Shouldn't just be Omega Pseudo 18?
Oh. Well, why wouldn't it be like this? Because we are referencing a specific.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, we have to. And we have the Hilbertium from Hilbert curve from I don't remember which year. Now, not only 19. Okay. Now, not only do we have inputs and outputs from past levels, but also we have the reactors from there as well, from various past levels. We have assembly and disassembly reactors, which don't often appear because they are quite limited. We have the standard vertical and horizontal quantum walls. We have the input island reactor, which, unlike other reactors, restricts the Valdo instructions. You are only allowed to place instructions in the 4 leftmost columns, with no other restrictions. And we have these horrifying things, which is from the Bart in level from I don't remember which year.
2022.
It's not 2022. I don't think it's. I don't think it's
I'm getting old.
I think it's like 2018 or something. So the point of this level is that despite all of those outputs being full levels in their own right, things are made significantly easier, and you get to perceive things differently because you have additional resources. So even though all those outputs combined into a single level, it's not it's not a very difficult level. By the way, I should mention you are limited to using only one reactor per type.
Yeah.
For instance, you're not required to use assembly and disassembly for making the princess ring. Though of course you are free to do this if you are into such things. If you know what I mean. Yeah. You also have an optional recycler. However, you are hit with the double metric penalty for using it. Yes, I think that's all I have to say about this level.
Yeah, the metric is essentially cycles, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. I forgot to mention the metric sex. Rex Kix is questioning: is in the input island reactor can the start be outside the four left columns? No, it cannot be. The start is the standard reaction, a standard instruction, and thus it also must be in the four left columns.
Yeah, we are using the input island rules as SpaceChem defined them in 2015. Everything needs to fit in the leftmost four columns. No squiggle. You cannot even do SpaceChem as that. You could not even do this. What's like this? You know, something like this, which actually never takes this branch. This is the only thing that's allowed to go outside, but you must never take the branch. Something like this. Yeah, something like this. It's fine because this branch is never taken, but this is the only thing that can stick out of the four columns. Of course, this is cycles.
Oh, by the way, this is not cycles. This is symbols. I forgot.
Oh, sorry. And so what I was
we
saying,
have one permanent as symbols.
and the other is
and
cycles.
the other permanent as cycles.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. And I was saying that, yeah, so this is the only thing that's allowed to go outside because it's not real in a certain sense. You never take it, but you are not allowed to put the start. So I think this is it. No spoilers, because to be honest, we are not really sure ourselves what is the best way to do this, and you guys, I'm sure, will discover it. And yeah.
Oh, do we have any questions in chat?
No. So let's close the video for YouTube. Thank you everyone that.
Let's kick a question.
Yeah. Do you need it in the video? Okay, then tell us and we'll include it. Let's see.
I'm faster.
What are the two products in?
I have no idea. I remember googling about them, but neurotransmitter or something like that. Basically, nothing you are likely to encounter in real life.
Neurotransmitters are in your brain.
So, sorry. He's completely right. Hafnium chromate is not real. It's based on lead chromate because the numbers work out better this way.
Yeah, like hafnium is super rare. There is not really compounds with.
Yeah, but sodium orthovanadate is an entirely real molecule that just happened to be the first in the list and happened to work out very well for this level.
Okay. You see, chemistry, it's fine. It's classified as nerd shit. It's okay. Well, thank you everyone that's been listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Oh, less we and more me. Okay, goodbye.